I'm standing here in front of the NPS store in Orem. NPS stands for National Product Sales. NPS is a company located in Salt Lake City that covers 2 city blocks. They basically take distressed or excess material or inventory and sell it at a discount. They're a great business and we're very happy to have them here in Orem. But I want to tell the story of how they ended up here in our city. They were looking a couple of years ago for a place to expand somewhere south of Salt Lake City all the way down to Las Vegas. They were looking at St. George, looking at Provo, looking at Orem, looking at Lehigh. Anyway, as they were looking, I learned of their desire to find an additional store space. So I called them up, I invited them to lunch at the Outback Steakhouse, and we sat down together and discussed what it was that they wanted to do. During that meeting, I realized that they would be a great fit for Orem, that we had a spot for them. So I requested that they meet with me at the Woodbury corporate headquarters in Salt Lake City to discuss the old Kmart building in Orem, which the Woodbury Corporation owned. They agreed and their real estate agent agreed, and so we went up there and had a meeting. During that meeting, we started discussing what the cost of the building would be and how it could be purchased, and things were negotiated where it actually came down to both sides agreed to a price at that particular meeting. But there was one sticking point in closing the sale, and that is the fact that some engineers had done a study on the tiles on the floor of the old Kmart building and found out that they had asbestos in them, and that had to be remediated. So we discussed that. And in my prior life in business, owning a pipe coating company, I had certified as a asbestos abatement contractor. So I knew what we could do, and I told them I thought we could fix this problem. The engineers had said it would cost $800,000 to take the tiles out of this building, and that could be a deal changer. So I asked them to give me a week, and I thought that I could get that fixed. I went out and found a company that could do the work, and I found a product that could be put over the tiles and encapsulate the tiles so they wouldn't have to be chipped out, and we could maybe make a change. In the process, I learned that we could do that for $80,000. To chip the tiles out, the estimate was $800,000, which was a problem for NPS. So I went back to Woodbury Corporation and I said, look, I've got a way to do it for 10% of the original cost estimated. Would you cover half of that, $40,000, and then I want NPS to cover the other half? The Woodbury Corporation said they would. NPS, then I talked to them about it and I said I got the price down to $40,000 or 5% what was bid to you when we were talking about the sale of the building. They said, that's great, we'll do it, we'll buy the building, it's a done deal, let's go forward with it. That was a great deal and it made it happen. And it's interesting that later they had another engineer come in and look, and he found a way to chip the tile out. He found out that the asbestos level was actually much less than originally estimated by the first engineer. Anyway, they ended up chipping the tile out and making the floor, the cement floor, with a polished look on it. But by changing the price from $800,000 down to $40,000, we got the deal done. NPS is a great benefit to our residents here to bring in reduced and lower priced merchandise, and a lot of people shop here every week and we're thankful for them.